also encourages the use of low-powered entry-level AM transmitters. The net originally started here on 40 meter and moved to 3880 kilohertz on 75 every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. The net recently started back up here on 40 meter. It starts at the pre-net 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and the net kicks off right now at 10:30. Well, it's 10:31 actually, but the net kicks off right now at 10:30. And it's a directed net. We have a lot of fun. The main purpose is to just get out here and promote the use of AM. One thing that happened last week that I thought was pretty cool was Rick, N8SDR, did record the net, and he posted it to his YouTube channel. I'll let him talk about that a little bit if he wants to. I'm not sure if he's recording again or not, but I was able to go back and listen to parts of the net, and I thought that was pretty neat. So with that, I've got a pretty big list already. I'll go down the list, and then we'll do a call for check-ins. I'm not doing short time. I figure if you're here, you want to be here, you're going to be part of the net, and, you know, so with so much activity with the pre-net and stuff like that, we're just going to run through the net and not have a short time option. Hopefully everyone's okay with that. So on the top of the list, I have K8YQQ, but he checked out, KG8LB, KA7RCN, KF9KU, KC2DMC, VE3LPR, K9FWT, KC8ZUL, W9GY, WB0IQK, W9WOO, KA8WQL, Ed checked out, EWM, he's gone. Let's see, WQL, N8SDR Rick, W4CDJ, W9CBN, but he checked out, WF8I, but I believe he checked out also, N6TLU with an operator in the shack. W9AD, K9OA, and K0 Sugar Fox, but he checked out. Any other check-ins, if you're interested in checking into the 40-meter version of the DX60 net, what I need from you is your call sign slowly and your first name for my log. Check-ins, call now.
Kilowatt Bravo number 2, Oscar Uniform Alpha. In Erie. K9YQQ, Borgi. KAWEU, Mike.
All right, let's hold it up right there real quick. All right, we picked up KB2OUA, K9YQQ. Good to hear you in there, Borgi. The WEU, could I get the prefix again, please?
Yeah, Kilo 8, Whiskey Echo Union. Mike, go ahead.
All right, and I got Delta Mike Charlie in there. Perfect. Anyone else? Any relays? All right, let's kick things off and go to the top of the list where we've got Gary, KG8LB. Good morning, Gary, and welcome to the 40-meter version of the DX60 net. And stand by KA7RCN.
Welcome to the first time the S-meter on the old PSR 117 multi-LMAX supply has ever seen 40 over. And you just kissed it as you turned it over. And I see you're also doing on the Kiwi SWR, the KB8 BMZ. I've been kind of comparing signal strengths there and here. Anyhow, name here is Gary, Golf Alpha Radio Yankee in Utica, Michigan, and we're really enjoying this. We're doing this old-timey style with a bare bones station. Well, fairly bare bones. It's a multi-LMAX PR8 receiver powered by the PSR 117 power supply and a model G77 Alpha concept transmitter, which is not the same one, but the same type transmitter that I first talked amateur radio on. The first one I ever spoke into was a G77 at station KMX in Madison Heights back around 1960. The old chrome-plated, looks like an aircraft radio, an old aircraft radio. It's being powered by the Gonset mobile supply with the pair of 6 DQ5 modulators into an end fed half wave at about 15 feet. And yeah, we're really enjoying running the basic gear here and still making some decent distance contacts and having some good close-in work as well. 40 meters here, it really takes you back to the origins of the DX60 net. And my hat's off to the late N8LUV, who is no longer with us, and Scott WB8RAV, who knows, he might get on the net with us sometime. He's still around. So if you're listening, Scott, hello. Back to net control. Fine job, Dan. We thank you very much for the effort. KG8LB.
All right, Mr. Gary, sounding really good this morning on the Gonset. Just doing a fine job. Happy Easter to you and the family. Hope you guys get to enjoy a dinner or whatnot, and we'll chat here real soon, I'm sure. KA7RCN, it's your turn, sir, with KF9KU on deck.
All right. Hello. Let me see. This is KA7RCN. Mike is the name. Located in southeastern Ohio, near a little village called Renard Mills, Ohio. And we're just enjoying the group here, trying to make some notes. Anyways, my name is Mike India Kilo Echo, and I'm using an HT37 holocrafter, and listening on a Hammerland HQ170, and the antenna is a 1 1/4 wavelength on 160 of 150 feet. So that's the long and the short of it, fellas. Very blessed Resurrection Day to all. KF9KU, please pick it up. KA7RCN.
All right, let me make sure I've got it. There was another carrier that popped up in there. All right, well, thank you for checking in with us today. It's nice to have newcomers like yourself on my list, and I appreciate you taking the time this morning. Happy Easter, my friend. KF9KU, Gil, it's your turn with KC2 Delta Mike Charlie on deck. All right, Gil. Yeah, what I really need to remind about is tuning up on frequency. By golly, that's why I try to do the little tune-up session there in the beginning. But yeah, try to keep the transmissions to 2 minutes or less. We get a big group of guys in here, and I know. Back in the day, I remember sitting sometimes for an hour or so until I could make a transmission. But on the flip side, you know, we got a great group of guys in here, and it's so nice to hear everyone on Sunday mornings, especially here on 40 meter. I'm having so much fun with this 40 meter net. KC2 DMC, it's your turn with Bruce. VE3 LPR on deck. What was that last part?
As if some guys would not key when the net's going on. Consideration to go along
All right, real good. Yeah, thanks for bearing with us. And yes, you got some tuner offers, but we're getting through it, no problem. I don't think it's malicious. It's just someone excited to check into the net, by golly. All right, let's see who's next. VE3LPR, it's your turn with K9FWT on deck.
Well, thank you, Dan. N8ZBA for the DX60 net. This is VE3LPR. It's Bruce here in Cambridge, Ontario, 60 miles southwest of Toronto. Yeah, running a Johnson Viking Ranger into a pair of 3500s and end-fed half-wave, listening to everyone this morning, hearing everyone. Great. Good band conditions on a Hammerland HQ120. And I want to send a special hello if Terry N6TLU is listening. I just wanted to say your videos were very helpful for restorations. My very first AM transmitter was this Johnson Viking Ranger, and your videos made me fairly brave to dig in and now get to know this transmitter inside out. So thank you very much. I have a number of transmitters going, and I dig into restorations all the time now. But there were so many unknowns, so thank you, Terry. If you're hearing me, it's much appreciated. Happy Easter to everyone on frequency. It's great to hear this activity. It's inspiring. This is the roots. AM is the roots of ham radio, and this kind of hearing all this equipment is fantastic. Gary in Utica KG8LB, your end-fed half-wave at 15 feet is doing a great job here into southern Ontario. 7-3, and thanks, Dan, for your work. N8ZBA for the DX60 net. This is V3 Low Power Radio.
All right, well, thanks, Bruce, for checking in with us. We appreciate you getting on 75 meter with me today, and then being a faithful checker in for the 40 meter version of the DX60 net with the Johnson Ranger and the pair of glass bottles behind it. Just sounds really, really good. Happy Easter to you, my friend, and we'll chat soon. K9FWT, it's your turn with Jerry ZUL on deck.
Oh, good. And the DX60 K9FWT. This is Ken in Cary, Illinois, and Cary is 45 miles northwest of downtown Chicago. And still using the FT101E into the AL811, and fine bunch of signals and pretty good copy pretty much all around here. Some of the signals are a little lighter than others, but 40 meters is a great idea. What a brilliant thing to do to start the net up here. I'm glad it's working out so well. So anyway, having a good time, and happy Easter, everyone. Always great to be here. N8ZBA, K9FWT.
Well, thanks, Ken, for being in there, and really kind words coming from you. I'm happy that everyone's enjoying this as much as I am. That's why I'm here. I'm doing it for you guys, to make sure that we can keep the AM hobby going and alive. Maybe get some newcomers that want a shortwave listen, and next thing you know, they hear of a transmitter for sale or something like that. That's how I started. One of my first transmitters that I got on the air with, I picked up from Gary, KG8LB. It was a Viking 2 CDC, and I was shortwave listening. I heard him put it up for sale, and next thing I know, I was driving to Utica, Michigan to pick it up, and here I am now. Gosh, that was 13, 14 years ago. I want to say back in 09. So at any rate, I'm mumbling. Let's go over to Jerry, KC8ZUL. It's your turn with W9GY on deck.
Okay, Dan. N8ZBA and the DX60 net 40 meter edition. This is KC8ZUL, near Columbus, Ohio. That's my birthday today. But also, I gotta fight up this bunny. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't happen often. It's like as often as the eclipse. At any rate, I'm on a 20V3, recently repaired, and a Delta Loop, 160 meter Delta Loop. Had trouble with the 20V3. It crapped out in the middle of the noontime forum. A forum and seminar you should join if you wish. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 12 noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. And, the tank box had a marginal solder joint in it. And I should have known right away. There was a splash of solder on the bottom of the tank box. At any rate, fix that all up. Very systematic about it because I don't want to get electrocuted. At any rate, and then I had trouble with the computer that controls the whole station, so that added fun to the curiosity. All right, Dan, take it away. Great net. Definitely even better with no ESSB guys nearby. N8ZBA, KC8ZUL. Take it, Dan.
All right, Mr. Jerry. Yeah, the band is real quiet around us, which is a good thing. Makes it enjoyable when there's not a contest going on. I wish I could make your noontime forum. Unfortunately, I'm at work at that time. Otherwise, I'd be checking in for sure. So we appreciate you running that net. We know what kind of dedication it takes to be somewhere at a certain time, religiously every week, and doing what you got to do. So thank you for that. W9GY, Jeff, it's your turn with WB0IQK on deck. Well, we appreciate operators like yourself there, Jeff, that get in here and enjoy the net with us on a Sunday morning. That's what it's all about. Have a lot of fun. Your loop's doing a great job. S9 to 5 over. And if you guys seen my antenna, you would laugh. Very, very simple coax fed inverted V about 25 feet up. So it's a sight for sore eyes, I guess you could say. All right, WB0IQK, it's your turn with W9WOO on deck.
Okay, WB0IQK, good morning, everybody. It's Mark down here outside of Akron, Ohio, where it is 44 degrees. It was 43 when we got in the pre-net, and it's gone up 1 degree. Heading up towards 50, so they say. We had a bunch of fog last night, and that's just cleared out within the last 15 minutes. Anyway, I hope everybody is having a good Easter, and good to be on the net here. I did not wake up early enough to make it into the DX60 net, but that's the way it's been going lately. Been sleeping in later. Of course, I've been staying up a little bit later, too. We're on the ICOM IC718 today. D104 mic. Doing 20 watts carrier here, as we typically do. And we're going into the inverted V up about 50 feet or so. So I wish everybody a great Easter. Everybody have a good day. And we'll try and be on here next week. WB0IQQ.
All right, well, the 718 sounds good. Doing fine on AM this morning. And, hey, you slept in, you missed the 75-meter version, but here you are checking into the 40-meter version of the DX60 net. So that's a good thing we've got this one going for the people that don't like the mornings. And I could see myself one day wanting to sleep in as well. It's been a while since I've been able to do that. W9WOO, it's your turn with KA8WQL. Bob on deck.
Okay, very good. This is W9WOO here in Indianapolis, Indiana, on my very first transmitter I ever got about 15 years ago on the Apache and the Mohawk receiver, doing probably about 115 watts of carrier. A couple audio mods to keep it from being a scratchy Apache. Other than that, just wanted to say hello to everybody and get checked in and get my name on the list. But it's almost that time for me to do the family time. So I'm just going to be listening in and glad to hear Borgi check in. I'm glad he's doing very well. And just wanted to say hello. This is W9WOO here in Indianapolis, Indiana. See ya.
Just a fine signal from Indianapolis, doing a real good job. Happy Easter, and enjoy the family when you get the opportunity to be with them. KA8WQL, it's your turn with N8SDR to follow.
And I'm running a heat kit, DX60. It's an A model with an HG10 DFO. Listening on an HR10 and running a half wavelength dipole. So I was thinking about maybe 10 watts of Western carrier, but about 45 on peak. So I think Gary's got one of the best sounding attachments that I've heard. Anyway, great speaker on 47. Very, very enjoyable message. Doing a little teaching. I'm going to get back to work on my 813. I think a single 813 behind this DX60 will do very well. And I'm going to get back to work on that, making some meter scales and stuff like that just to finish the project. So otherwise, thanks so much for being there, Dan. You're an excellent voice today, sounding great, and it's over. So you guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you next time. 73 from KA8WQL. Over.
Well, I think an 813 would be perfect behind a DX60, and appreciate the very kind signal report. I'm glad I'm getting out here on 40 meter and everyone can hear this station. N8SDR, Rick, it's your turn with Dan, W4CDJ on deck.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. A few really nice signals in here, and a few guys are a little light. See some carriers that look decent, and the audio is a little bit low, but some of that might be band conditions here as the morning goes through. It's changes here on 40, but overall, most of the signals are really good. Some really nice sounding old gear, some nice sounding Home Brew gear, and some nice audio coming from some of the newer stuff out there on the market, which is a great mix. And seeing that the AM mode is still alive and well, no matter what you're running, even though this is the DX60 net, the 40 meter version, it's just great to see AM in use, no matter what. Like I said, no matter what you're using. And Dan, thanks. I am recording again. I will post this later on today. It'll take a couple hours for it to render up on YouTube and it'll be available again on the N8 SDR YouTube channel. I'm going to try to do this as often as I can for you guys here on Sundays when I'm around. And just a kind of a note, I do listen and transmit at 5K, so we are trying to capture audio from 7295 up to 73 and down to 7290 for some of the guys that are running a little bit more audio. Rig here is a Hermes Lite 2, as I said earlier, and a little solid state amplifier. The antenna is just an inverted V at about 32 feet, just similar to Dan's there, just maybe a couple feet higher. But everybody, like I said, is sounding good, and hope everybody's having a great Easter morning, and hope you all have a good time with your families here later on and enjoy some dinner and some lunch. It's 49 degrees here currently. We're supposed to get to 65. Hopefully it makes it there. It is kind of overcast. We had some storms here this morning, so that's kind of blown through, but I think we're supposed to pick some more up a little bit later on. With that, I'll say thank you, Dan, for running the net here. And Jerry, hopefully I will catch you later this week on the noontime form. That's another great net for the guys listening for AM stuff. Big signal here, Jerry, as usual, and you too, Dan. So with that, I'm going to send it over to, I think I was supposed to send it to W4CDJ unless Dan wants to make a comment. So drag your feet, W4CDJ, in case Dan needs to pop in there from N8 SDR. Good morning, guys, and happy Easter.
Yeah, I'll pop in real quick, and I'll just say thank you, Rick, so much for your work on recording the net for us. That's a big help to operators like myself when I can get in there and re-listen and see how propagation is at different parts of the day and whatnot. So thank you so much for doing that, and I hope you have a happy Easter. Sounding really good. You got a beautiful looking signal on my Flex 6500 display. Just pounding in here this morning. So next on the list is Dan W4CDJ with Terry N6TLU on deck.
N8ZBA in the 40-meter edition of the DX60 net. This is W4CDJ, Dan in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Like I said earlier, Dan, you were 30 over this morning when you were tuning up for the pre-net here, and sounds fine business. Transmitter here is a 4-250 rig built by Borgi. It's modulated by a pair of 4CX350s. The antenna is a simple dipole, about 45 feet at the apex, cut for this frequency. On the pre-net, it was 49 degrees and raining. It's currently 50 degrees and overcast, and they're forecasting for the possibility of severe storms, hail, and a spin-up. I don't know what a spin-up is. Maybe that's like a tornado. Hope not. But for tonight. Now the kids are coming over for Easter dinner. Georgia's already got the ham out of the oven, and now she's making macaroni and cheese and peach cobbler and apple cobbler and I don't know what else. But I was hoping it'd be nicer weather so the kids could be out in the yard playing instead of running around the house. Even if they do get outside, it's going to be a wet Easter egg hunt. I listened to 75 meters this morning for the DX60 net, and the band conditions were not good. But we're hearing most everybody here, and I believe, like Rick said, there's or Kent, there's some, whoever it was, there's some weak stations, but for the most part we're getting a copy on everyone. I'll just say happy Easter to anyone that can hear me. And Dan, thanks for doing this, and we'll turn it back to you. N8ZBA in the 40-meter edition of the DX60 net. This is W4CDJ.
Okay, Dan, 10 to 15 over S9. Nice strong signal from your QTH into mine. Just doing a fine job. I'm happy that you're able to check in with us, and you know that's why we're here on 40 meter. If we have issues on 80, well, we've got 40 meter to pick up the slack. Next on the list is Terry N6TLU with W9AD on deck.
All right, Dan. NAZBA, man. It's been a long time. Sorry, I've been really busy here, trying to keep everything running. Got time management issues. That's why I have Scott here. He's going to help me with all my time management issues. So his call is KD8QYD, and he lives over in the Detroit area. So he comes here, we kind of hang out and play radio. Today we've been goofing around with VDS VFO that's going to be set up to run tube transmitters. First time I've played with it. But anyway, yeah, I got a house full. It's going to be a nice Easter dinner at around 4-ish. That's what I'm hearing. So I'll make sure to starve myself all day so I can hog out. Anyway, it's good to hear all you guys. Good to hear the net's still running, and I'll try to be out here a little more often. N6TLU with KD8QYD. Clear.
W9JMK.
All right, W9JMK. Got you on the list, Jerry. Gonna be got about 3 or 4, 5 guys ahead of you, maybe more. Won't be long. All right, Terry. Thanks so much for checking in. Hope you and your pal have a good rest of your day. Happy Easter, sounding good. And yeah, just remember about us right here on 40 meter. Been having a lot of fun for the past 5 weekends. Next on the list is Dave W9AD and standby Clark K9OA. Welcome to the net, Dave. This is NAZBA in the DX60 net. Are you still in there, W9AD? All right, K9OA, it's your turn, and stand by OUA Tom.
All right, thank you, Dan. NAZBA in the 40-meter edition of the DX60 net. This is K9OA Clark in Madison, Wisconsin, where it's 40 degrees and overcast. Guess we're expecting a little more rain. Anyway, great to hear everybody. I'm copying virtually everyone, and the band is super quiet. No two around, so just want to give them credit in this for AM activity. And I really appreciate you doing this, Dan. And you know, this it brings me back to my roots on AM, because that was what got me hooked with the original DX60 net on 40 meters with LED, and that inspired me to buy a Ranger. And that was in 1989, I think, and the rest of history is okay. With the whole shack full of boat anchor stuff. Anyway, I am on I'm operating my Valliant D104 NC303 receiver, 8040 double bazooka at 45 feet. And you're just coming in here as usual, Dan. And you know, like I say, there's really very few signals I'm not copying. And happy birthday to the Zool man, KCHUL. All right, that's enough from me, and happy Easter to everybody. NAZBA K9OA.
You know, Clark, I forgot to say that when he mentioned it was his birthday, and I was going to tell him happy birthday to you there, Jerry. Hope you're still listening. And okay, Clark, sounding good up here into Greenwood this morning. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm glad it brings back the memories of the olden days when you were just getting into the hobby. I know I'm going to have memories for years and years to come with different parts of the AM fraternity, I guess you could say. I really enjoy it. Next on the list is Tom KB2OUA with Borgi K9YQQ on deck.
Oh, hi, Dan. NAZBA KB2OUA. Don't mention
into the gist of the low power rig net. Today I checked in with my iPhone, but I turned that off. I got around the Home 560 QRP rig from 10 minutes. And it's doing about 3 watts, about 3.5 watts out. And getting about 75-80 watts out of the 04B. Didn't want anybody to strain their ears, but I just thought I would check in and say hello. Thanks for the net. Audio's not the greatest, but it's a strong mic, and I found it difficult to put an amplified microphone into a Centec. ZBA, back to you, sir. Hi to Borgi, KB20 UA.
Well, you're doing a good job. I got you S8 to S9, a little bit of QSB in there, but the audio's fine, and I'm copying you. So keep up the good work. Next on the list is Borgi K9YQQ with K8WEU on deck.
And ZBA in the DX60 net 40-meter edition K9YQQ Borgi in Indianapolis. Well, thanks for doing what you do, Dan. It affords me an opportunity to come down here and join you guys after our morning Sunday morning breakfast routine. Happy birthday to Jerry, the Zool man. And we're going to have spaghetti today. Good old-fashioned spaghetti with my homemade sauce that's frozen from Christmas. But we're about out. I got to make some more. Anyway, thank you all for the well wishes. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And for what it's worth, I'm feeling much, much better. Doctor looked me square in the eye on Friday and said, "You're going to be okay." So that's all I needed to hear. I'm well on the road to recovery, and thanks again for all the kind words. Back to you, Dan, and thank you again for what you do. N8ZBA K9YQQ.
Well, I'm so happy that you're feeling a lot better, and the doctor gave you such great news like that, Borgi. Really appreciate all that you do for the ham radio community. You do a lot. There's a lot of transmitters, a lot of repairs, a lot of things that you do to help out us fellow hams. So hope you and the wife have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the meal, and we will chat here real soon, I'm sure. Next on the list is K8WEU with W9JMK on deck.
I'm using an AF67 this morning with a low-power tube, and I put a 226 in it to drop the power down so I could drive my linear. I'm putting out about 100 watts with my linear, which is an MLA 2500 at Dentron. And we're running an indoor-outdoor antenna as we usually do. And I'm also using a Home Brew 1936 design superhead receiver. I strapped it down with a chassis when I bought it and rebuilt it all from various circuits, and I'm hearing just about everybody on it. So the old, if I can hear stuff on the Home Brew receiver, I say that the band's pretty good shape. When you're on there, I have to turn the volume down because you put my receiver into oscillation. That's how strong you are here. So again, good morning, happy Easter to everybody, and we'll send it back to net control. NHCA, this is K8WEU.
All right, Mike. Well, you're doing an outstanding job with the AF67. Just banging in here. Hope you have yourself a great day. Happy Easter, and thanks for checking in. Next on the list is Jerry, W9JMK, and then we'll do a call-up for another check, for a round of check-ins. Good morning, Jerry, and welcome to the DX60 net. This is N8ZBA.
Well, good morning, Dan. And good morning, everyone, on the 40-meter edition of the DX60 net. Happy Easter to all. Borgi, glad you're on the mend and feeling much better. That's great news that you got from the doctor. And ZUL, Jerry with a G, happy birthday to you. Jerry here, W9JMK, and running the 20V this morning. I would be on the DX60, but my dial key kind of went south on me, so I got to pop a new one in there. 20V, a little bit of processing, listening on the Flex 3000. The 20V is being driven by a DDS. We're at about 600 or so, and that's going through the link couple tuner. Just put up my loop a few days ago, so I'm back on the loop, and pleased to say and report that some of the signals are coming in quite a bit better than before on the 160-meter dipole. So that's the story over here. Got the crew coming over in about 45 minutes or so. We do a big breakfast, and I'll have 16, 17 people running around here. Some of them will be looking for eggs. So that's what's going to happen this morning, and hopefully by 2, 3 o'clock, everybody's gone and I can go back to doing what I like to do, and that's play in this room. So thanks for doing what you do, Dan. Always a great job, sounding good this morning. So I'll ship it back your way. And again, happy Easter to all. NHZBA and a 40-meter edition of the DX60 net W9JMK.
Well, it's amazing how your DX60 sounds just like your Big Collins, man. That DX60 of yours, when you were on it last weekend, was just doing an amazing job. You missed the conversation this morning about Dow keys, I guess. We had a big, at the pre-net for the 75-meter net, there was a big talk about Dow keys and the failure and the fixes and stuff like that. So have a great day, Jerry. Thanks for checking in, and we really appreciate you stopping by with the big old Collins gear. Alright, he was at the bottom of the list. Check-ins for the DX60 net, the 40-meter version. What I need from you is your call sign slowly and your first name from my log. Check-ins, please call now.
KD8PD, Herman.
Okay, I've got DMC checking out. I've got KD8PD, W8J, HJP, and who else?
November 2, Mike India, November. N2MIN.
Alright, we got N2MIN. Anyone else? I had a carrier with no audio. Anyone else?
November 2, Mike India, November. N2MIN.
Alright, got you on the list. Let's head up to Herman, KD8PD, and standby hail W8HJP.
Yeah, okay, fine. NHZBA, KD8PD, Worcester, Ohio, where it's 48 degrees. And still running the same old stuff here, the Omni 7 ALADB, 150 watts of carrier into a inverter V. Again, happy birthday to ZUL, and of course, I'm glad that Borgi's feeling much better. Everybody have a good day. NHZBA KD8PD.
Alright, well thanks for taking your time this holiday morning and checking in with us, and I hope you have a really good day as well. W8HJP, it's your turn with N2MIN on deck.
CFO Halifax's A5, and the receiver is an R388 in the barefoot, G5RV in a vertically configuration, 5 feet or so. And happy to everybody. Very nice. Thank you, Dan, for doing the event. Supposed to be looking at the Easter.
Alrighty, Hal. Yeah, it's about time I get out of here too and start my day. I've been having a lot of fun though playing radio all morning, talking to operators like yourself that come here and enjoyed the time with me. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you checking in with us, and you're sounding good. Next on the list is N2MIN, and then we'll do one last call up.
Alrighty, good morning. Here's my DX60. The name here is Arden. Tango India Echo. We're located in Long Island, in Wanchor, Long Island. South Shore of Long Island. We're listening on the Great 2D. We're running through a Home Brew into a G5RV, Home Brew G5RV. I want to wish everybody a happy Easter and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I can hear you no problem. Had you an S8, S9 on the DX60. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a happy Easter and enjoy your day there, my friend. Alright, that was Artie. He's the last on the list. Anyone else want to check in, please call now. Alright, well then I'm going to take this opportunity to shut down the net. Thank everyone for checking in today. I really enjoyed it. We've been doing pretty good. Been doing pretty good with these check-ins here on the 40-meter edition of the DX60 net. So let's keep it up, and everyone have a great day. This is N8ZBA turning the frequency back over to normal amateur use. 73 all, and happy Easter.
Nice job, Dan. Beautiful job. KG8LB.
Hey, thank you, Gary. What are you running right now?
That's it, G77. 37 watts right now.
Oh wow, well that sounds amazing. I thought you were gonna say you're on the 500, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm about 8/10 low on frequency. Let me bring it back up here. It's a long ways up on this. I've got a real nice vernier action on the slide wheel dial.
50 minutes.
It's not real touchy like the Johnson or the LMAX, but they're just below 72.95 now. Oh, thanks for the report. I'm really enjoying the little LMAX station. I sent you a video, or not the LMAX, the Gonset station. I sent you a little video towards the tail end there. So, yeah, I think we should leave this one sitting here on 40 meters. Nice job. 7-3 stand. Thanks again, KG8LB.
Alright, Gary, well I appreciate the video. I'm going to watch it here in a minute, and I hope you have a great rest of your day with the family, and we will chat soon, I'm sure. KG8LB, this is N8